Hi, and welcome to the Beanballing Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Bean. I know I haven't had one of these podcasts in a few weeks. I am going to try and become a bit more consistent with doing these podcasts. And you'll hear me usually be talking about Denver area sports, the Colorado Buffaloes, and college sports a lot for sure. But unfortunately today, obviously the news with Kobe Bryant passing away, and this just wasn't the way it was supposed to end. And let's not forget there were 9 people on that airplane. His daughter, and a few other people. One of them, I believe, was a JUCO college coach, if I'm not mistaken. And so Bill Platsky had a column in the LA Times that I thought was just basically emblematic of the whole thing. Bill Platsky started his career at the LA Times in '96 when Kobe was he was originally drafted, but then he was traded to the Lakers after the draft. So they kind of started their careers together. And he just starts the article by saying, "I'm screaming right now, cursing into the sky, crying into my keyboard, and I don't care who knows it." And just looking through Twitter today and just social media in general, it just this outpour of just this sucks. And the reason it sucks is because Kobe has that charismatic personality. He obviously the Mamba mentality, as far as being just wanting to be the best at everything, and that's just like I personally think that's a good way to look at stuff. Like, just do the best you can, be better. That's it. And I mean, Kobe has a fabric in our society too. Like, you see, like, you may have a wadded up piece of paper, throw it into the trash, and you say Kobe. This guy is just embedded into American culture, and this is just so tough. I saw one comparison today that you will remember where you were when this news came out that Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna, along with 7 other people, passed away. And we'll get to like how the numbers were changing through the day in a bit. But like, I was at my dad's house, and then I just started scrolling through my social media feeds, and it's just something that you just do not believe at first. And it's just so heartbreaking that Kobe died and his daughter died. His daughter will never know if she could have became a great WNBA player now. And it seemed like Kobe and her had a really special connection, and it just reminds people. It reminds people just to say to other people, "I love you." Like, don't let your let your family members know that you love them, because as unfortunately this type of incident shows us that we're all mortal. And so the reporting on this issue, I personally was getting very annoyed today by all the conflicting reporting. And I think because of it, in a future podcast, I'm going to get more into how it seems like the media are wanting to just be first. They want that money, they want the clicks. But we'll get to that another day, because it just doesn't seem appropriate to make that the focus of today. So yeah, so it's just a sad day. And I mean, I remember the first time I ever watched Kobe Bryant was probably around the time where they played the Celtics the first time in the NBA Finals. Probably a bit before that. I remember watching the Lakers in overtime game against the Mavericks when I was younger. And then I remember them playing the Celtics in the NBA Finals the first time in 2008, I believe it was, when the Celtics beat them 4-2. And Kobe Bryant, like people have been saying, like some of the people today have been saying top 3 player of all time. I'm kind of in that same boat, except I think I probably have more of a recency bias. Obviously, I think Michael Jordan and LeBron James are also there with Kobe Bryant. I just remember this guy being super clutch. I remember when the Nuggets played the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, and I remember it was Memorial Day, and we were playing very well, and then it just Kobe Bryant just took over the game in Game 3, I believe it was. I remember Carmelo's face at the end being super dejected, and obviously I was disappointed the Nuggets lost, but Kobe Bryant was clutch, and I don't know if like LeBron, if you compare these guys overall through their career, you feel like Kobe had more of the clutch gene, even though LeBron could be considered the better athlete. But just going back to this today, like in Platsky's column on the LA Times, he just says, this can't be true. Kobe does not die, not now. Kobe lives into his golden years, lives long enough to see his statues erected outside Staples Center and his jerseys inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Kobe Bryant doesn't get to give a Hall of Fame speech. Now, like, that's just hard to believe. It's so hard to believe that this guy isn't going to have his day of glory when he does get that statue outside Staples Center and when he gets inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. I couldn't imagine this type of thing happening to any of my family members, and it's just so tough to think about. So yeah, the LA Times column by Bill Platsky I thought was really good, and a bunch of the stuff I saw on Twitter today was a lot of love for Kobe, and it's interesting to think about how the NBA still played all their games today, and there was one person that said the NBA had canceled all their games, but they probably just wrote it down. But obviously the NBA played all their games because it kind of was a developing story before the Nuggets Rockets game, which started at 1:30 p.m. Mountain Time. ESPN didn't really confirm the report until around the time the Pro Bowl started, maybe a bit before, and then they really centered the coverage around this event, which I think was appropriate, because Kobe was Kobe was so embedded into American culture. And now a cultural icon, not just a basketball icon, a cultural icon is no longer with us. And so rest in peace, Kobe, obviously. And it's just this, you just don't believe this. this is super hard to believe. And I mean, I remember watching his last game when the Lakers were playing the Utah Jazz, and he scored 60 points. And he just showed that he had that clutch gene in him. And it's crazy to think about how someone kind of on their last breath as far as being an NBA player, he's able to have that type of performance and go out a winner. And he obviously had the 5 championships. And then it seemed like the Lakers kind of got more dysfunctional near the end of his career. Problems with the likes of Andrew Bynum and Dwight Howard, but Kobe was always that one player that would show up night in and night out, and he would pose a problem for your team. And Kobe, I know as a Nuggets fan back in the early 2010s, I knew that the thing that was holding us from getting to the NBA Finals, not necessarily the Lakers, but was Kobe Bryant. It was Kobe Bryant, and he just always found a way to win. So I mean, this is just so tough, and I hope everything. I hope all my prayers go out to his family. All my prayers go out to all the other families that are affected by this. And I wish I could speak more about them, but like the police press conference earlier today, one of the people said that it was basically inappropriate to be making any type of speculation about who was involved in the crash, but it seemed like by now they confirmed the JUCO coach, and like it's no secret what happened. But it's just a tough day. I mean, like during the Pro Bowl, they're talking about Kobe so much. Like you forget that there's even a football game happening, and I cannot even fathom. I cannot even start to think about how tough it was for not just the NFL players in the Pro Bowl, but especially all the NBA players that played today. Kyrie Irving didn't play tonight. He was out because of personal reasons. He probably was out because of what happened today, and no one can even blame him for that, because during that Nets-Knicks game, Mike Breen on the broadcast for MSG said that he didn't feel like broadcasting today, and I don't blame him. And I don't know, it was just kind of it's just like this event has shaken society today. And another thing that kind of saddens me is that people who may not have liked Kobe as a player, some people are criticizing them like, oh, now you're saying all these great things because of what happened. And this is just a tragedy. Like I'm sure in the future we'll still have these debates, and like people may think that like a LeBron or an MJ or even some other players, like they may argue they're better than Kobe Bryant, but today it should be about, this is just human. This isn't about sports. This is just a cultural icon. Like when Michael Jackson passed away, this is going to be talked about for quite a while because it's a tragedy. It's I mean I don't know if like if I can even like say like I'm sad because like it doesn't affect me as much as it affects the people that know Kobe Bryant, and and it's just so tough. So I mean, I think that now Kobe Bryant is a legend. He's a legend because he won 5 championships with the Lakers. 2, he beat the Celtics in the NBA Finals, which, considering how the Lakers and Celtics were rivals in the 80s, that rivalry kind of coming back for those few years, that's a huge deal. And he set all types of records when he played. And so, I mean, I don't know what else to say because this is just gonna sting for a while. It's gonna sting for me. It's going to sting for a lot of people I know that never even met Kobe Bryant. And but but I can't imagine the pain that the other people that know Kobe Bryant are going through, and I just all my prayers are with those people because I this is just so sad, and I couldn't even begin to imagine losing a family member like this. So I hope that if you've listened to this that you're able to kind of mourn in the same sense with me, because it's important that people let out what they feel, and I don't know. This is it's just so sad, and so I don't know how to really end this today, but Kobe Bryant's gonna be remembered as a cultural icon, and I think that's really important because he was more than just a basketball player. So, um, all my prayers go out to his family. And this is just a tough day, and um, I just hope that his legacy will live on forever because he really was who my generation grew up with, him and LeBron James. Kobe was a great player for so many years, and he needs to be remembered, and I hope he does. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for listening.